are going to discuss about the respiration and this pathway. Before let me start. Respiration. What is meant by respiration and why does it take occurs in human beings? Everyone knows the process of digestion. What is the main motive of the process of digestion? The main motive of digestion is to convert or break down the simple molecules of glucose, amino acid, fatty acid and convert them to the energy for our daily purpose. While this breakdown of the simple molecules like glucose, the digestion process takes utilization of the oxygen and release the harmful substance which is known as carbon dioxide. Meanwhile, our body requires more amount of oxygen for our daily purpose, while carbon dioxide is a very harmful substance. To eliminate this carbon dioxide to the atmosphere, we are doing a daily exercise which is known as aerobic respiration or pulmonary respiration. In humans, lungs play a very important role in respiration. Behind humans, there are many living organisms that are many living organisms that are involved in our environment. Without the use of lungs, how they manage their respiration for their daily purpose? This respiratory organ, meanwhile discussing about this respiratory organ play an important role in this organism. These respiratory organs are vary among their organism with their levels of organization. Lower level of organization that requires a respiratory organ and higher organism requires a respiration process, which is in human beings the higher organism take place by lungs. But in lower organisms like lower invertebrates like sponges, coelenterata, flatworm and earthworm. These organisms are surviving the process of respiration take place used by their moist cuticle. Cuticle in the sense, anybody knows? Skin. Through their entire body surface by the process of simple diffusion, they fulfill the process of respiration by in this manner. In insects, there is a narrow fine tracheal tubes are present by which atmospheric air is drawn in and the respiration processes take place, while in aquatic arthropods and molluscs, a special vascularized structure which is known as gills play an important role in respiration, while in terrestrial adaptation like human beings, mammals, etc., lungs play a very important role in their respiration. Lungs, which is known as special vascularized bag-like structure, which is known as alveoli. Alveoli play the main important process of respiration. Everyone clear about that? Now enter into our subject: respiratory organs. Human respiration. The one function of our lungs. First, we discuss about the structure. Now, I am going to start with the external morphology, which is known as human respiratory pathways consists of these parts, it starts from pair of external nostrils and it's entered into a nasal passage, and nasal passage is entered into a nasal chamber. While in nasal passage there is a pharynx, which is a common passage for both food and air. And pharynx is elongated into the larynx, which help in sound production, which is known as sound box. Between this pharynx and larynx there is a glottis. During swallowing, this epiglottis prevent the food enter into the larynx, and this epiglottis separate the air and food in the pharynx. and this larynx is narrow elongated into a trachea tube which extended up to the thoracic cavity, and the fifth thoracic vertebrae or cavity, it divides into right and left. In right and left primary bronchi, primary bronchi is further divided into secondary bronchi, secondary bronchi is further divided into tertiary bronchi, and this tertiary bronchi are further divided into and form a terminal bronchioles which is very thin, and this terminal bronchioles gives rise to a very thin irregular shape which is known as alveoli. Alveoli are the primary site for exchange of gases. And now let's come to the structure of our lungs. We have two lungs. Everyone knows that? And the lungs is covered by a double pleural membrane. And this pleural membrane are covered by a, within this pleural membrane there is some pleural fluid which help the lungs to reduce the friction between the lung surface. And this pleural membrane are divided into outer pleural membrane and inner pleural membrane. Outer pleural membrane is in contact with the thoracic cavity, and inner pleural membrane is in contact with the lung surface. And the pleural fluid is present between them which reduces the friction on the lung surface. And our lungs has two parts, conducting part, respiratory or breathing part. The conducting part extends from nostril to which bronchiole? Terminal bronchioles. And respiratory part or breathing part take place in alveoli. And this conducting part plays a very important role in our function of lungs. It has three major roles. Everyone knows that? It helps the air to from atmosphere air drawn into our lungs or alveoli, and it purifies the air from our foreign particles. And it will reduce the atmospheric air to our body temperature. What is the function of conducting part? It helps the atmospheric drain into our lungs, and it purifies the foreign particles with the help of nostrils, and it reduces the atmospheric air to our body temperature. And in respiratory part, it is the main part for the function of our lungs. The major function is exchange or diffusion of O2 and CO2. Behind this, whether there is some change in the or reduce in our volume of thoracic cavity, it will definitely reflect in our lung cavity, which is meant by our respiration. These are the structure of our lungs. Our lung is situated in 5 parts: dorsal, ventral, lateral, lower, and one more, upper part. Listen everyone. The dorsal portion is covered by a vertebral column, and ventral portion is covered by the sternum, and laterally it is covered by ribs, and lower by dome shaped structure which is known as diaphragm, and upper by clavicle. These are the structure and function of lung. Now enter into mechanism of breathing. Mechanism of breathing involves two processes: inspiration, expiration. In which inspiration air is drawn in and moved to the lungs, while in expiration it expels out. While in inspiration process, there is one condition. Anybody knows that? Pressure. In inspiration, the lung, which is known as intrapulmonary pressure, intrapulmonary pressure is less than that of atmospheric pressure. I will explain it. And in while expiration, intrapulmonary pressure is greater than that of atmospheric pressure. Now come to inspiration. Everyone recollect the structure of our lungs. Dorsally by vertebral column, laterally by ventral by sternum, laterally by ribs, lower by diaphragm. Let's recall this. While in inspiration process, the contraction of diaphragm takes place. Okay, first step. While increasing the contraction of diaphragm, it will increase the pulmonary. It will increase the volume of the thoracic cavity. While increasing the volume of thoracic cavity, it will raise the lateral ribs to lift away while in the same process occur in our sternum. And this, while increasing the ribs and sternum, it will increase the pulmonary volume. While there is a pulmonary volume increase, increases, automatically pulmonary pressure will increase. Respiratory volume. But few people don't know the respiratory volume and their capacity. Everybody knows that? Respiratory volumes and their capacities conduct totally 9 parts. Anybody? Tidal volume, respiratory reserve volume, respiratory reserve volume, residual volume, internal capacity, vascular capacity, vital capacity, one more is there, functional residual capacity. 9th one, total lung capacity. While in tidal volume of air a person normally breathes and while in tidal volume, a volume of person normally breathe and exhale of our atmospheric air, and it is approximately about 500 ml. On an average, I missed one important part. In mechanism of breathing, an average person breathes about 12 to 16 times per minute. And in tidal volume, 500 ml is approximately, and it's on an average one, it ranges from 6000 ml to 8000 ml per minute. Anybody knows about internal inspiratory reserve volume? After forceful respiration, the volume of air present in inspiration, which is known as inspiratory reserve volume, and it ranges from 2500 ml to 3000. Meanwhile, in expiratory reserve volume, forceful inspiration. After a volume of 1000 to 1100. In residual volume, volume of air remain in the lungs. Okay, that is very important. Boys are listening. Volume of air remaining in the lungs after forceful expiration, and it ranges from
1100 to 1000.
in inspiratory capacity.
The total air we can expect.
The total volume of air a person can inspire after normal expiration, and there is one formula for this. Internal respiratory volume plus tidal volume. And in expiratory capacity, the volume of air a person can expire after normal respiration, and there one
ERP plus PV.
in functional residual capacity, it is quite opposite to the residual volume. In this, the total volume of air remain in the lungs here after forceful expiration. Here, normal respiration. And the formula for this?
ERP plus RE.
In vital capacity, maximum volume of air a person can breathe after forceful expiration, and it includes ERP, PV, IRP, and otherwise it is known as a volume of air a person can inspire after forceful expiration. Total lung capacity. The volume of air accommodated by our lungs while inspiration and expiration. This is known as total lung capacity, and it includes vital capacity plus residual volume. And these are all the respiratory volume and the capacity. Capability of PCO2, partial pressure of carbon dioxide, is 20 to 25 times greater than that of partial pressure of O2. This is one of the main important things. And another one is that while a partial pressure of oxygen, the air is moves into alveoli to blood and blood to tissue. While in partial pressure of carbon dioxide, the air tissue to blood and blood to alveoli. I will explain how this occurs. The thickness of membrane. The thickness of membrane is, however, very short in millimeter. This is the thin squamous epithelium of alveoli, and this one is the endothelium of alveoli capillaries, and third one is this is blood capillary, and here the blood basement membrane is present. While in our inspiration process, the deoxygenated air is entered into the alveoli, and it is entered into the endothelium of our capillaries, and it is separated or purified by oxygen by our basement membrane, and these oxygens are traveled by a blood capillaries to convert them into energy for our utilization process. While in carbon dioxide, it is quite opposite to it. It will enter from tissue to blood to alveoli. So everyone recollect this process. Partial pressure of. Everyone says alveoli to blood to tissue. While in partial pressure of carbon dioxide, tissue to blood. These are the main factors that are affecting our rate of respiration disorders. According to our NEET syllabus, there are three main disorders. What are they? Asthma, occupational respiratory disorders. This asthma is causing due to the inflammation of our bronchi and bronchioles. While resulting in the disease of wheezing, difficulty in breathing, which result to wheezing. While in emphysema, what is the affecting part? Alveoli and their ducts or walls, which is mainly due to cigarette smoking. In occupational respiratory disorders, why it is occurring? In our environment, there are many peoples, and these peoples are not doing the same work. Depending upon the persons or their education, the persons are doing the different various things for their daily purpose. While the persons who are working in industries and more polluted areas, which is stone drilling, mining. While the peoples which are working, they are working in a more polluted areas, they will consume a more polluted air while inspiration, and this air is causing the damage to our lungs. To overcome this disorder, we have to wear a protective mask, safe and protective mask to avoid the disorder of this occupational respiratory disorder.